Hello, 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 Earth Angels, empaths, cycle breakers. Happy Miracle Monday. Happy Oracle Monday. This is Jill Kempner, Angel Coach, Alchemist, and Author, and I am delighted to be here with you. And I have a beautiful message for you for the week, and I'm really excited about the Archangel that showed up and the messages, and I'm also going to share a vulnerable story that I hope will integrate this medicine. So let me start by who I'm here, my mission. So my mission is to lead, support, guide highly sensitive, highly intuitive souls, that's you, to transform your pain into peace and become calm, clear, and confident with angel love and relaxation. This is my mission. This is my passion. Literally, one of my cards today is "This is your life's purpose." And it's true. So I love it. I love getting my Monday morning, "This is your life's purpose." It's like I get to live my purpose. And me sharing my messages, my medicine with you is part of that. And having you know how much support, how much love, how much healing is available for you. So my intention with every single offering is to add value to your life and to create a space of transformation that you come one person and you leave transformed. So the question I asked this week, and I asked it to the Archangel Oracle deck, is how is it that you are releasing fear and the fear of pain and receiving clarity from your angels? And literally, you cannot make this stuff up. It is such an amazing message. I'm going to give some messages, share a story, and then share more messages. It's all connected. So we got Archangel Raziel, clairvoyance. It says, "I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love." Well, first of all, Archangel Raziel is the Alchemist Archangel. He's the Archangel that helps you take your power back. So he's going to help you take your power back from your pain. He's already helped me do this by seeing it through the eyes of love. That's the main message, right? Whatever fear you're experiencing, and if you're human, you probably have a fear or two. And if you're an empath, you probably have a pain or two. So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, several years ago. And I've been mostly in remission, which is such a gift. So Crohn's disease is an autoimmune issue, which essentially, for me, it's inflammation in the gut. So it's different parts of my gut and gut lining, colon, that get inflamed, irritated. There's burning, there's pain, and digestive issues. So I've been managing the Crohn's naturally through diet, exercise, hydration, meditation, the relax, release, receive process, right? The alchemy formula. And in this year, in 2026, this universal year one, I've been very devoted to healing my gut, partly to get one of my clairs back, my clairsentience back online fully, deeply, but also to reduce my pain. Hi, say hi if you're here. If you're here live, I'm going to pull a card for you. All right, Komisha, yes, welcome. So I've been so blessed to be in remission without strong medication for this autoimmune issue. And I had a flare-up. And I was in pain. And, I was applying the alchemy formula. I got a lot of messages through my clairvoyance, right? We got Raziel clairvoyance through my clairvoyance on things I needed to change in order to reduce the flare, in order to get back to a state of remission. And on Sunday, I went for a relaxing massage, a much needed relaxing massage after a very busy week and a flare up and all the things. And I told her, I'm like, I don't have any pain in my body except in my gut. My shoulder, like my whole body, I feel great except my gut pain. So she starts working on me and she starts with my legs. And at first my brain goes, why is she starting with my legs? But I trust her. She's an amazing therapist. So I said, and then the angel said, root chakra. And I thought, oh, root chakra. And I said, root chakra is the bowels, right? She wanted to get my energy moving again, my energy flowing, right? Because the pain, it was the stuck energy, the pain, right? Here's what I told myself when I was driving. I was setting intentions when I was driving to the massage, which is only 5 minutes away. I was setting intentions. And I remembered something that the angels told me in my book, that when fear is ready to release, it shows up as pain. And that that was a claircognizant thought, right? Dropped into my brain and I thought, oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Right? And when the truth is spoken, your shoulders relax. So I was like, okay. And then when she started on my legs, I was like, oh, root chakra, fear, right? Safety, stability, security, abundance, healing, fear. So I was like, okay, there's some, right? I'm in pain, there's fear. So I just was, relaxing, breathing, just letting the angels do the work, letting her do the work. And she went into my left leg and she was on my left leg in the back of my calf. And I just started bawling. And what came up for me was such a simple insight, but deeply profound. When I tore my knee, she was working on my surgery leg, and it's always sensitive. I mean, it doesn't, I almost have no pain there, but right, there's still a little gripping, there's still a little guarding when anybody's working on my surgery leg. But I totally 100% trust her. It wasn't her. I knew it was my own stuff. And she touched this point and, because the issues are in the tissues, and I just started bawling. All the tears started flowing. And I was like, oh my gosh. When I tore my knee, I was the most vulnerable I ever was. And I was terrified. I had two fears, a lot of fears, but I had fear, right? I had the fear of being vulnerable. I had past fear that I hadn't processed. I had the fear of what's next, right? The fear of losing my job, because my job was my body, right? I was a massage therapist. Like literally I used my body and my legs and my core to make money, to help people, to serve. That was my service. I was a yoga teacher. So, and then I had a fear of pain. And I don't think I realized how afraid I was of pain. Like literally until that moment I was on the table 10 years, 11 years later. And how all that was living in my gut. And as she was releasing my legs and getting the lymph to flow and the circulation to flow and the energy to flow, the tears were flowing. And and how is this related to my gut? So after the surgery and my fears of what's next, my fear of pain, I used a very particular medication, ibuprofen, Motrin, to manage the pain. And I took 800 milligrams of Motrin every day for 9 months. And I was in my 30s and, I knew about NSAID injury. I knew that Motrin could irritate your gut lining. I knew that it could sort of add fuel to the fire, I guess. But I didn't think it would happen to me. And at that time in my journey, and I have so much, literally the tears were just me having compassion for myself. I didn't know how to process that fear. I didn't really even know I had a fear of pain. I didn't know how to process those past fears because I thought back all the way back to my childhood where I thought fear wasn't an option. I had to be strong. I had to be the rock. I had to be the glue. I had to be the one that kept everybody together. Fear wasn't an option. Even when my father was killed, fear wasn't an option. But that fear had to go somewhere. So that fear went to two places. That fear went into my gut. And it just lodged there. The fear was also in my leg and my knee, right? And tearing it and all the things started that process of releasing it. But then something else happened. The fear, hold on, the angels are saying something. So, I'm slowing down for a minute because I felt like they were saying something. So, all of this happened from her touching one point on my leg. And I was like, wow, right? The body is the truth teller. The body is the barometer, measuring the weight of our thoughts and feelings. And the body will hold it until we're ready to what? Learn that lesson. So the fear of being vulnerable and the fear of pain, right? What did I do? What did I do back in 2015? What did I do 11 plus years ago? I armored up. This was the other piece of me having so much compassion for myself. I armored up. And I armored up with judgment. I armored up with hatred. And I armored up with resentment. Because I still didn't feel safe to process that fear. I didn't even know it was fear, to be honest with you. I actually always considered myself to be a bit of a badass and fearless. So I didn't think I had any fear. But what I realized is I just never had time. Fear wasn't an option. I wasn't allowed to be afraid or scared. I had to be strong. So let me know, as an empath, as a warrior, light warrior, if that resonates with you. And then breaking my knee, tearing my ACL, having surgery, all the things, right, brought me to the deepest level of vulnerability I had allowed myself to experience. And then so many blessings came from it, so many gifts. I'm not going to talk about all that today because today was about releasing the fear and the fear of pain and receiving clarity. So I want to normalize that if you're human, you have fear. And probably most of us have a fear of pain, right? But pain, now I know, see, I didn't know this back then. I had to learn it, that pain is a portal. The pain is a teacher. That pain from the angelic perspective, right? From the human perspective, I was like, hate pain, kill pain, numb pain, get rid of pain, right? When I was in my humanness about it. But the angels taught me that pain is a portal. And that's the gift, right? So how? Raziel comes in to help us see our pain, whether that pain is physical or emotional. And that's what I realized too. There was so much emotional pain that I had absorbed from my family that I was also holding in my gut. And then my brother had a traumatic car accident, and then there was just a tremendous amount of stress, right? Post-traumatic stress disorder. I had so much stress, and it was just all living in my body, living in my gut, until it eventually became a dis-ease, right? The Crohn's. So Raziel coming in this week, wherever you are on this journey, whether you're totally brand new to it, and this is the first time you're hearing about Archangel Raziel, and that pain is a portal, or you've been doing this for decades, right? Archangel Raziel is inviting you to take your power back. That's one of his medicines, by seeing your pain through the eyes of love. And that's what happened. Her hand on my leg helped me to see all of it through the eyes of love, and this intense fear of pain that I had. So much so that I took this Motrin unconsciously. I didn't check in with my body every day and say, do I actually need Motrin today when I'm going to work or I'm doing the thing? I just took it. Took it because I was afraid of pain. So I hope my story adds value to your life. I hope I'm curious what it evokes inside of you, right? Because that's what this is about, right? It's like, wait, something she said shifted me, opened me, cleared me, or made me more aware, because that would be my ultimate mission. Excuse me. So I know there's something else the angels are saying, so I'm just dropping my shoulders down and listening, right? Slow, simple, soft. Yeah. So Raziel is the alchemist. What does that mean? He takes our fear, he takes our pain, he takes our lead and turns it into spiritual gold. How? Through the relax, release, receive process. Actually, the whole alchemy formula, right? In inviting the angels, setting that devotion, right? Making that devotion. I'm devoted to receiving love and clarity from my angels. And then that intention, right? Energy follows intention. Intention is everything. That was one of my cards. That was our card last week, last Monday for the group. For everybody, power and intention is my card today. So Raziel is having you take your power back by saying, you know what? I'm ready to release this fear. I'm ready to release this pain and feel whatever you want to feel, right? Peace, clarity, healing, calm. So when I went to the massage yesterday, my intention was to relax, right? I wanted to relax my mind. I wanted to feel peace. And I ended up leaving, I went from an 8, I'm not sure if I said this, I went from an 8 pain to a 2. She never really even touched my stomach, right? She moved the energy through and the emotions through that I was gripping and holding on to. And I needed to see all that I saw. So Raziel coming in with his rainbow ray of trust and power and having you take all your power back. And then from that place, looking at the pain through the eyes of love. So whether you're experiencing physical or emotional pain, I would love to help you with this. So I have a free consult. It's called an Angelic Pain Relief Consult. It's a 1-hour conversation over Zoom where I am listening to you. It's a heartfelt and compassionate space. There's nothing to prepare. And I'm going to help you get clear on what your angels are saying about your pain, which is going to create a moment of relief. And then together, you, me, and your angels are going to create your roadmap to relief. So I would love to have that conversation with you. All that information is on my website, jillkempnerhealing.com. And I no longer have an application. It's just you can book straight away book the consult. And once you book the consult, I will send you an email with 2 questions, just so I can support you better in that conversation. So I'd love to have that conversation with you. And welcome Raziel this week. Welcome Archangel Raziel. Right? Invite his presence to guide, surround, direct, and protect you. Devote to your next level of clarity and be confident in your intention to heal your pain. And then allow yourself, right, to relax, release, and receive. And we do need support around that. We do need other earth angels, right? Whether it's a coach or a mentor or an energy healer, to hold space with us, to create space to look at that wound, that pain through the eyes of love. And so, yeah, this one's a little longer today because I felt like it was really important to share what just happened, because the biggest gem I realized, because the whole thing is, so the gem right now for me is still, it's there, but it's rough and dusty and kind of dirty. There's a gem still, and I'm it's not polished yet, but I know and have confidence that I can now, safely, lovingly look at that fear, at that part of me that was so afraid of pain that I took too much Motrin, I was so afraid of pain, like I found you. And now I can do the work with Archangel Raziel, with my soul, with my team of angels to bring healing. So let me know if this resonates with you. Komisha, thank you for being here, and everyone else who's here live. Say hi if you're here. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I do this video in my private Facebook group called the Angelic Cycle Breaker Community. So you can join us there. And then I post it on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you comment, I will pull a card for you too. So thank you for everybody for being here. I'm so grateful for you. My other invitation is this is an in-person class called Energy Body 101, Feel Calm, Clear, and Confident. And I am over the moon excited about this class because you are receiving love from your angels through your energy body. So when you bring your energy body into your conscious mind through relaxation, that's when the healing happens, right? Because your energy body is designed to protect your physical body, to release pain, and to receive love from your angels. So when you walk with an awareness of your energy body as you move through the day, you are going to be super receptive and super conductive to all of your angel messages, guidances, healing, download, support, wisdom. And that's part of my mission too. So it's Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a 3-hour workshop. The investment is $99. My intention is that you leave, you come as you are, and you leave transformed. You leave feeling calmer, clearer, more confident, and that you have a gem from the energy work, the relaxation, the angel work that we do that day. So I'd love for you to join us. There are several openings in that workshop. This season, it's at the Love Light Connection on Saturday, May 2nd. All right, I love you. Mwah. Thanks for being here. I'll see you soon. Namaste. Have a great week. Call on Raziel to open up your inner sight, your clairvoyance to your next level of love, heavenly love, and see that pain through the eyes of love to get clarity. Lots of love. Bye.